This is Sofia LightJewel with the Empowered Love Way. And today I wanted to share about the month of June, that it's my birthday month. And so I wanted to bring some gifts and offerings to you. And so on June 19th at 2 p.m. Pacific time, I'm going to bring an open space to connect through the Empower Lab process. And so this is a process that it helps me to move through one, the recognition of what is activated within me. And when I recognize what has been activated within me, then I can really begin to shift not only the information that I carry within me, because everything in your life is created for you, you created, and it's also created through you. So everything in your life, you have created this. You have created your own life, your own world. And in truth, it's a co-creation with every single being and energy that you encounter. You're co-creating an experience with one another, and you're recognizing and you're remembering yourself in relationship to another, to your life, in relationship to your life and your life experiences. So you are light, and I always repeat this. The foundation of Empower Love is that you're light. You're an energy being, that you have come and incarnated, and you're having this experience. You are in connection, and the blessing to be on this world, experiencing the senses, the taste, the vision, and you're creating all of that. Is through your vision that you're bringing the colors of the trees, that you're bringing people into your life and those experiences into your life by the resonance that you have, the vibration, the information that you carry within you, that you've been, making sense of your life and who you are, and making sense of the world through your experiences. And there's some information that you're born into from your family, the information that your family carries, and the information that perhaps your culture and your country carries. And from that, you begin to create a structure of your own world. And so that's why, when you hear that when people travel, they're open their minds, because you're opening to a new structure of life, that perhaps it wasn't what you knew and thought that everywhere in the world was like this. Have you had the experience before? It's like, oh my God, it wasn't until I met that person or I went to that house that, you never had a reflection of something different. So you can imagine something different because it wasn't reflected back to you in that sense. So that open your mind, and that open your experience, and you open yourself to something new and different, and to a new potential and a new possibility. So it's all information that you carry, that you are creating through your own lens, through your own projections. And so I wanted to bring this process that I call the Empower Love process, that it's really empowering love in your experience. And I want to talk about love. So, love not as an energy that maybe we all tend to just talk about and think about, not as a good feeling or a sensation of, being good. And so if I'm good, I receive love, and so on, or good, or love as a sensation of good feeling elevating emotions. So when I speak about love, I speak of the energy of source that is beyond the creation. I call, um, that space that unites us, is the energy that unites us. It's a unifying energy, and ultimately it's not an emotion, it's a way of being, it's a way of connecting ourselves, and it's an awareness. Um, and so um, sometimes, well, not sometimes, actually, through my life experience, um, and I feel like we can all agree that what the world needs is more love. And in truth, um, coming back again, is this is not the love that I'm speaking of. It's this awareness, this energy of awareness, it's this field of life itself, source, that it's beyond condition, it's unconditional, and it's not good or bad. It doesn't identify with good or bad. It's unconditional. It's not identified, and it's neutral in that sense. And so my journey, I feel like personally, I have um, gone into this journey of what is love, what is the meaning of love in my life, and that took me to this whole process of and the creation of empowering love. And it took many forms. How would love show up in my life, in my spirituality? How would love and empower love show up as a leader when I led many groups in kitchens and so on? And so, but importantly, how do I manifest love in my life? How do I connect to the power of love within me and empower love? The Empowered Love Way, it's all about that. So, what I wanted to share with you is this process, the Empowered Love process, where it helps you to become aware of what is the information that has activated within you. So, because everything that comes into your life, desired or undesired, the experience is really in resonance with information, with the way you're vibrating with your information. And so, as you become aware of the information that you carry, then you, from that loving awareness and compassionate awareness, you can connect with the power of love within you, and you can transform and choose again and create a different experience by creating your internal changes within you, and then everything else changes from your internal. So, you're creating your world from the inside out instead of the system that we have been conditioned and programmed for so long of creating our experience from the outside in. I have to go out and have this job or do this job or learn this thing, or I will only be happy when I get there, or I will only feel worthy when I achieve this or have that. And so that's been the structure of being that it has carry humanity until now, very much from the outside in. And now, what we're moving towards is in the evolution of humanity is to create a structure of way of being that is from the inside out. And there's a recognition of our power, of love within us, and a sense of responsibility and leadership that is activated and necessary to be activated in that shift of consciousness and way of being and awareness. Um, and so, what I wanted to share about this is that, well, I'll be sharing this process in June, on June 19th. That's a Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. And and I guess it would be 5 p.m. at Eastern time. And so, what I want to share a little bit more about this is that throughout my experience, there was a time that um, I received this awareness within me that I had this experience in that I was going through a breakup in a relationship, and I remember just moving through the integration and the healing of that. And I remember my soul guided me to the answer. I was asking, okay, what's the gift? Why did I had to, uh, what was this experience gifting me? What was I learning through this experience? And what came through is that I was learning to love all the faces of love. That when, and the image that it comes right now is that when you're in a Zoom call and you can see all the faces of people that are connected to the Zoom call, and all those faces are the faces of love because they are the face of the divine. We are all divine beings. And in that sense, we have all come from source and we all will leave and return to the same source. And so from that essence, we are all divine and we all come from the same place and return to the same place. From that place, in that place, we are come all from the one source and we're all different expressions of love. And so that was such a golden moment to me because I began to understand life in this sense of the experiences that are coming into my life. It's my practice of seeing love in all those experiences and meeting whatever experience that is showing up in my life, recognizing that is the face of love. And so recognizing that is me meeting myself. And so all experiences are meeting myself. So everything that is showing up, whoever that is showing up in my life, it's an opportunity to face myself in a way that, especially relationships, they show up those aspects that we have either not fully integrated or accepted within ourselves, and or that we are blind, that we can't really see that aspect within us, and so they reflect that. And so that was one piece that I want to share. And so the other piece that I want to share is that sometimes love, and this has, and I know this is a journey that I will continue to move through, is that what truly means love and the meaning of love. What is it? And so I have discovered that in the past, um, I had a very short-sighted understanding of what love was. And to me, love, there was a time that love felt like was being good. And so I had to be good. And that's very much, I was born in Argentina. I know there's a way of conditioning that it's about you have to be good to be loved, and you have to be, if you're not loved, if you're not good, you're not loved. So the punishment and the reward. And also, I come from Christianity as well. We went to church, like we didn't pray or anything like that, but I grew up with that energy as well. That is very much so. You have to be good. If not, you're a sinner. If not, you go to hell. And so through this lens and through this filter, I had the understanding that love must be being good, being a good person. And so, very much of my time, I focused on being a good person and what it meant to be a good person. And there were many, many times and many experiences that I learned that finally I got to this place where I learned that it, love wasn't that. Love wasn't being good because in the process I was forgetting myself. I was very much focused on being good to somebody else and forgetting that I wasn't being good to myself and honoring myself. And so this is what I learned, that love is that frequency and that energy where it's like sometimes being loving is being loving to yourself first. And that will mean that you're going to have to set boundaries. You're going to have to say no to somebody else. It's going to mean, and it's going to look like that sometimes being loving is like, it's just accepting that perhaps your partner won't love something, a project, for example, that you're creating, and that it's okay that they don't have to be part of to love that project or to feel excited about that project. Maybe love is gonna look like saying no to somebody, you know, that they invite you to go out and you don't feel like it. You actually prefer to stay home. And it's saying no to that person that you love very much, but you actually don't feel like going. So, so that distinction of loving and being good was such a huge distinction to me. You can still be assertive and respectful and loving in the way that you show up for yourself and in your life, in your relationships, and that it doesn't have anything to do about being good. Because when you're good, you're very much pleasing. You're disconnected with love and what your own personal needs. And in truth, when you're not honoring yourself, you're not honoring the other, because there you completely forgot. You're not you're no longer seeing the other person because you're no longer seeing yourself. When you're not seeing yourself and acknowledging yourself and seeing yourself in the truth, you're not seeing the other in the truth. You're not, it's like sometimes when we overstay in relationships that are completely, they're complete. And the loving thing is actually being honest with yourself and being honest with your partner and have that difficult conversation. That's loving. And so this distinction of being good and love and loving and caring and honest and being impeccable. It's different to put pressure or be a perfectionist or being good or get it right. So this piece is very, very important, and it has been part of my one of what I have learned through my experience, that is very much about the work as well that I do. And so I want to invite you to, I know I give a lot of information here, but I want to invite you to um, learning the Empowered Love process. That I'm gonna guide you through this process together. And I want to invite you to June 19th at 2 p.m. Pacific time to the Empowered Love Way process.